The goal of our work was really to connect with the Black, Indigenous, and other people of color, what's known as BIPOC communities, as well as low to moderate income residents in the county, and somehow gather some meaningful input on the Thrive 2050 plan recommendations, and then to summarize that feedback in a report and develop a new plan chapter on racial equity and social justice to support the Thrive deliverable. I think a fair characterization is that people had a lukewarm response to the plan. I found that through conversations with people, they generally liked a lot of the things that they were hearing, but they felt that the issues were not necessarily representative of things that they were facing on a daily basis. And I think because of that, a lot of times the prescriptions seemed to miss the mark, or they felt like, the root issue wasn't being addressed before we got to these policies. And they were worried that if the policies were implemented, that they would be harmed in the process. Housing in particular, folks expressed a lot of concerns about what was going to happen to their communities.
We're not going to please everybody with this document. That is obvious. But what is also obvious is that we can't do nothing. We have to, I think, reasonably come up with a plan that does consolidate and take into account the myriad of different views and perspectives, that helps better connect the various master plans that we have in our community, that each individually in their own right are doing great work in terms of community engagement, but thinking more broadly, I think, is something that most reasonable people could agree is something we need to do. And I'm not sure exactly what the answer will be, but this obviously provides us with more key and important data points that are going to help us as we go through this process. And the process itself, I think there are some lessons learned moving forward that we can apply.
I'm glad the council decided to commission a racial equity and social justice review of Thrive. That was not done by the planning board originally. This review was conducted quickly because of time constraints. It was intended to solidify the plan moving forward, but it actually did the opposite. We now have more questions than answers. This week, I sent a letter to the county council encouraging them not to move Thrive forward until concerns regarding the lack of equity and community involvement are resolved.